Hi students, this is an introduction to your first reading response journal. You'll see it called RRJ from here forward in the modules. The reading response journals are, I think, a very fun assignment. My students usually end up really enjoying it. What it requires is that you get to read what you want to read, not what I've assigned you or what another instructor's assigned you that you might not find very interesting. You get to read anything that you like. Now, whether that is a magazine you have laying around your house, whether that is a pamphlet that you pick up in the doctor's office, whether you go to msn.com and look up the news that's on the tickers. I usually ask my students to kind of mix it up. You do have to do 3 each week, and I'll explain that a little bit more in just a second. But I don't want you to read 3 of the same things each week. Now, you can read a novel if you choose to and write a reading response journal on, say, a chapter in that novel. However, I don't want you to write 3 reading response journals on the same novel. I'd like you to mix it up a little bit. I like to read people.com. I like to go there every day and read people.com. So maybe one of the articles that I would write about would be an article I read on people.com. There are a couple of criteria that I want you to stick to. The article needs to be a written article, not a video. A lot of articles these days have videos attached to them and then a very small little paragraph below it. It needs to be a full article. It needs to be at least, 5 paragraphs long or more for it to qualify for this assignment. And, it needs to take you a little bit of time to read. So that's part of it. You need to, as I said, pick 3 different ones each week. Attached to this assignment is a template. And on that template, it gives you all the instructions for the reading response journal. And it also gives you 3 blank templates. And you'll be able to see that when you open up the document that's attached. You can type right on that document. So you download the document, type on it, do each of the 3 assignments or the 3 different articles. Be sure you fill in all the information, and I'll be giving you more information about this in class, but be sure that you fill out all the information and follow the formatting guidelines. You do have to give basic information at the beginning, such as the date, the author, the title, what kind of publication is it? Is it print? Is it a magazine? Is it online? If it's online, include the URL where you got it from. But you also have to then tell me why you picked it out. Was the title interesting? What drew you to it? Some of my students like to read about odd news, so they Google odd news, and then they can find all the weird news articles. I do like for my students to read current events. If you find them interesting, if you can find a current event that draws your attention, because it's really good for you to know what's going on in the world around you. So once you pick your article, you read it. Then you're going to write a 75-word response. Within that response, you're going to have 1 or 2 sentences of summary, which I would like you to type in regular normal font. And you'll see this in the assignment description. Then you're going to tell me whether you liked it or didn't like it. And you'll need to put that in a very specific font. You'll need to boldface that. Then you're going to tell me, and that could be 1 sentence or 2 sentences, but you just need to tell me, did you like it or didn't you like it? Why or why not? Then you're going to tell me, was it hard or easy to read? You're going to underline that section of the response. So you're going to put that in underlined font. And lastly, you're going to give me 1 parting thought. So are you going to go read more about this? Are you going to not? Did you find it sad? What did it make you think of? And that last sentence you'll italicize. So you're going to summarize in regular font, tell me whether you liked it or didn't like it in bold font. Then you're going to tell me, was it hard or easy? Now, if it was hard, you're going to say, well, it was hard because I didn't understand the concepts, or there were some words I didn't understand, and these were the words. If it was easy, all you have to say is, I had no trouble reading this article. That'll be underlined. and then you'll have your final thought, which will be italicized. Very last, for each response, you're going to do a word count, and you can figure out your word count by highlighting just the response section, and it'll tell you exactly how many words that is. Remember, it needs to be at least 75. You will do 3 of those each week. If you have any questions, or after I explain it in class you still have other questions, please message me in Canvas.